Now it is imperative to comprehend the proposition being presented here. Just as I validate it through my own living, you too must undertake this validation. Upon finding satisfaction in living accordingly, you will naturally feel compelled to impart this understanding to others. This proof of our comprehension lies in our ability to convey it to others. This is the litmus test of our wisdom. My realization is from having seen coexistence, humans can experience prosperity in coexistence by producing more than the needs of their families. This understanding shall manifest itself only as resolution in every aspect of behavior. So Babaji is talking about how we are feeling the prosperity within us when we are producing more than what is needed in the family. And he's also talking about evidencing what we have understood about coexistence by living it and imparting the same knowledge to other fellow mankind. I have witnessed the interconnectedness of these three and how our consciousness expands in the course of teaching and evidencing these. Even though the physical expanse of the body remains limited, this proposal has ideas that extend far beyond the physical expanse of a human being. Every human has that ability and longing for kindling enthusiasm for this understanding in them. That's the essence and purpose of this proposal. Science is a step in itself. Its preceding step was idealism. So here we are talking about how the preceding step being religions and all idealisms that were there basically. Uh, and this is where they had all contributed in this same progression of or evolution of mankind, which in turn followed the step of the village and tribal world. Further back, humans wandered in the jungles during the Stone Age. We have progressed step by step to reach where we are today. We should acknowledge the contribution of each step and be grateful for them. So here Babaji is saying that we have progressed and each step has its own due functioning, and he is only grateful for the steps that we have had in the past. There is no regression or there is no regret for them. Indeed, he is acknowledging them as a contribution towards man's evolution. Here, I have provided a general sequence of events that serve as the backdrop to this discovery. In summary, I do not find satisfaction in the finest offerings from tradition. I accepted that I am a responsible person, and thus it is my responsibility to find answers to my questions. Consequently, I endeavored for this and not for anything else. Though through these intellectual efforts, I realized that all humans can be happy, dharma can prevail, earth can become heavenly, and humans can become deities. This motivation led me to present this discovery to humanity, which is what I'm currently doing. So I think it's again self-explanatory. This was his own questions that needed answering, and that's what he has tried to achieve by going deep into this uh, realizations and looking for the answers for himself. And when he did find the answers, he realized that the earth can become heavenly and humans can be deities. So again, this can be through knowledge impartation and knowing the existence and the whole purpose of existence and knowing it fully. Upon completely understanding existence, Jeevan, and human conduct, I achieved a state which I will now describe to you. I attained confidence within myself after understanding. So whenever we say understanding, or whenever we say when we are gyan sampan, it only means the understanding existence, and this is basically Jeevan, human conduct, and the existence. So these are the three things that needs to be understood. And that's what it means to be Gyan Sampan.
Yes,
Hmm. Okay.
these are the three gyan.
Great. Great. Okay. So,
Dhyan is coexistence, है ना?
hmm.
Not
Existence,
just
existence.
existence. It's only coexistence.
Right. Hmm.
And when you expand that coexistence,
Hmm.
there are many different fathoms in which you explain it.
Hmm.
One is Gyan, Vivek, Vigyan.
Hmm.
That is how it expands and takes you to the whole of existence.
Right. Right. Hmm.
And within that coexistence of the formless, the form,
Hmm.
and the interconnection between them, how they each prove their existence by each other, how they help
Hmm.
each other, the
Right.
complementarity between them.
Hmm. Right. Uh, Bhaiya's health is a little bit down under the weather.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have asked him to explain further. But I think we get the gist of it. I didn't have to exert any effort for it. It started verifying this. I started verifying this confidence in all aspects of my living as well. In the same way, the respect for excellence also became feasible. I could evaluate excellence, which naturally results in having respect for it. We cannot respect what we do not evaluate. Thirdly, I comfortably integrated this understanding into my personality. I didn't face any difficulty, like I will not be able to live based on this understanding by way of harmony in Jeevan and existence. I call this balance between talent and personality. I could meet this criterion truly and fully. So let's dwell on this because these are a little bit confusing. And what he's saying first is that in the same way, the respect for excellence also became feasible.
It literally translates to Shrestata ka Samman because
Okay.
Babaji could understand Jagriti Kram.
Hmm.
So what is Shrestata?
Hmm.
मानव देव मानव दिव्य मानव है ना, दिव्य मानव जो पद है ना, दिस इज कॉल्ड जागृति क्रम.
Hmm.
So he could respect for
Hmm.
excellence, श्रेष्ठता का सम्मान.
Hmm.
देव मानव is uh, what like श्रेष्ठ
Right.
the word like Hindi words only coming है ना, तो
Uh,
दिव्य देव मानव श्रेष्ठ है,
Excellence
मानव
is the
से
word used in that.
या
Uh,
एंड देन दिव्य मानव is वो श्रेष्ठ है
More
देव
excellent.
मानव से.
Uh,
Yes.
right. Okay.
So
Shresth.
respecting, so he said, I could evaluate excellence, which
Hmm.
naturally results in having respect. Respect does not mean the like
Ah,
how to show it.
right, right.
Hmm.
But
Respect
a sort of
young.
like what a combination of words we can use is uh, to keep at a higher perspective
To
or
be
to
able
be
to see.
inspired by.
If you really see, na, the word comes from respect, spect, to
Yeah.
be able to see, to be able to evaluate.
Right.
Saying we cannot respect what we do not evaluate. So he is
Hmm.
able to evaluate. He has now certain parameters to evaluate because he is seeing the Jagriti Kram.
Hmm.
Seeing means understanding here.
Hmm.
So he
Right.
could evaluate where
Hmm.
people are living, from there is a spectrum. Pashu
Hmm.
Manav, Rakshas Manav in the like Brahmit Manav, and
Hmm.
then after that, Manav, Dev Manav, Divya Manav.
Right. Right.
So
So
he
for the
could
audience.
put people, yes.
So for the audience who are not understanding what are we saying, Pashu Manav is basically where we are just living in the animalistic state of just eating, multiplying, and sleeping. So
Yeah,
that
and
is.
also
Mm.
see this is called the behavior of dinta hinta, where we have this tendency that
Mm.
somebody else will take care of our problems.
Mm.
For
Okay.
example, the god
Ha. Okay. So that is in Pashu Manav or Rakshas Manav?
Pashu
Pashu.
Manav, Pashu
Okay.
Manav.
Okay. So can it be argued that most of the people in this framework are not going to work on their evolution also because they will be leaving it to God or whatever it is
Yeah,
that is higher this thing,
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So can it be then how can we argue that man has evolved from that or man has gone above it? Or only some men can go above it to Rakshas mana, for example.
No, he says in a video, he says
Hmm. Hmm.
आदर्शवाद हमको क्या दिया? तो
Oh.
हमको पशु मानव बनाया, दीनता-हीनता दिया, और भौतिकवाद
Okay.
हमको क्या दिया? क्रूरता दिया। हमको
Okay.
राक्षस मानव बनाया, क्योंकि हम धरती के साथ अपराध किया। That's how he says it, he puts it.
So Adarsh Manav was basically a human being, and then when Adarshwadi came, basically the sort of religions in in a club, they made the person to be even lesser than what he was because he could have evolved from Rakshas Manav and gone up, right?
No, deenta-hinta and krurta, they are like, opposite sides of the same coin.
Hmm.
Like every morning the person is praying to God,
Hmm.
right? That, give me the abundance. And then he
Right.
goes out and does whatever he does and gets some money. And then he says,
Hmm.
with the krurta, with the cruelty, like by exploiting people. And
Right.
then in the evening, he thanks God for giving him the good life or
Hmm.
surviving better. It's almost the same thing, actually.
Hmm.
Opposite sides, before a stone statue, he's
Hmm.
submitting, and then with people, he's people and nature. The
Hmm.
person is cruel.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think we got some clarity there. I didn't face any difficulty, like I will not be able to live based on this understanding by way of harmony in Jeevan and existence. I call this balance between talent and personality. I could meet this criterion truly and fully. So, how would we define this? Balance between talent and personality.
That is pratibha और व्यक्तित्व में संतुलन.
Hmm.
So talent, as in the
Hmm.
ability, that he has realized as a human being.
Hmm.
So he's saying, usually people think that, surviving is an art, survival is important. He says, when I became free from this dinta, hinta, and krurta, I didn't find any problem,
Hmm.
you know, in living.
Hmm.
So it is like, giving the confidence to people that they can also become free and they
Hmm.
will not have a problem in living.
Yeah, Shalini. Basically, we covered talent and personality.
Yes.
Um, I could meet this criterion truly and fully. Fourthly, I became social in
Yeah.
behavior.
Yes.
Now, I think what it means here is that he was able to be conducive with other human beings in his behavior, means vyavahar, and behavior by means of not just simple uh, behavior of, small talk or something like that, but behavior of justice. Am I right, Shalini?
Yes.
Uh,
When Babaji uses the word social, it
uh.
actually means he had the global consciousness.
Yeah. So when he says so something social,
Social
he's
means Akhand Samaj,
Akhand
Akhand
Samaj,
Manav
right?
Samaj.
So
So
Akhand
this,
Samaj is now again meaning the whole global way of looking, the perspective of a global, it's like seeing it from afar, if that makes sense. And
yeah,
that's how he used to see it, not just with the village level or the country level or the state level or anything like that, but is it applicable to anywhere in the region of the globe? So that's what he's saying here. I became social in behavior.
it
Yeah.
actually means behavior basically means the way he's communicating.
Hmm.
Each and every time he's communicating with this, mindset of global oneness or this global mindset of Akhand Samaj.
Hmm.
So that's called behavior. Behavior basically means vyavahar, है ना?
Yeah. Yeah.
And Vyavahar is has this
Interaction.
point of saturation of Lok Nyay. Lok Nyay means Akhanda Samaj. So that's
Oh.
how these things are connected.
Hmm. So look.
Even when you read in Hindi, you have to have a very, very big and
Hmm.
like huge understanding of the word, like
Huh.
what is given in Paribhasha Samhita.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to fuse here by your explanation and your
Mm.
knowledge of Paribhasha a little bit also. I'm trying to find the sentence that you speak. I'm trying to speak it in English again also. As I said,
Yes.
behavior means globally applicable or globally acceptable, and that means that that person can go anywhere on the planet and do justice with any human being, right?
Behavior means sampreshana. Sampreshana at the like whatever he is communicating through his behavior is Akhand Samaj.
Hmm.
That's called being becoming social in behavior
Hmm. Okay.
from the perspective of Lok Nyay.
Hmm.
What do you call it? Public justice.
No, no.
You'll have to have the
Lok
words for
Nyay,
it.
yeah, yeah. Lok Nyay, I would say is,
Justice for all.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Justice
So,
for all.
perspective of justice for all, no one is caste, creed, or race is excluded, or everybody is
Human race
included.
as one. Yeah, human race as one.
Human race is one. Yeah. So this is what he is saying.
Mm.
Fourthly, I became social in behavior. I started getting satisfaction within myself from being social, from becoming social. As a result, as a benefit, I was left with no complaints with the world. Now, every moment I keep scrutinizing the meaningfulness of my actions. I live meaningfully by fulfilling duties and responsibilities in all my relationships. So, I believe what he's saying here is every action is justful, and so he keeps on scrutinizing it based on the whether it is in line with coexistence. Every moment I keep scrutinizing the meaningfulness of my actions.
So when he says I live meaningfully by fulfilling
Mm.
duties and responsibilities.
Mm.
So duties and responsibilities translate to kartavya and daitva. Daitva is to be able to communicate the resolution
Mm.
or helping someone build a resolved mindset or the
Right.
mindset of Akhand Samaj. That is called responsibility
Mm.
in Madhyas Darshan. And when you say kartavya, kartavya means being helpful
Ah.
in in being helpful
Mm.
for some other family in their samriddhi or prosperity. To help somebody in resolution is called responsibility. To help
Mm.
somebody in samriddhi is called duty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So resolution in responsibility.
Yeah, responsibility is mapped with resolution. Responsibility and resolution.
Mm. Okay.
Duty means help somebody.
Right. And is this can be also be said that when a person obviously has uh, the qualification of gratitude and curiosity, as we discussed
Yes.
early on.
Earlier Shianshi asked that, she would like to maybe understand. I had promised that I'll say something on that thing.
Mhm. Right, right.
So, to answer the question,
Mm.
I said that I also done a little research of myself, like how to put the thing. So,
Mm.
Manav, human beings are Sanskaranushangi Ikai. Sanskaranushangi Ikai means that, they are curious by nature
Mm.
uh, in their early childhood when they are in their Swabhav Gati, in their natural state of balance. है
Mm.
ना? They are curious by nature.
Right. All humans.
And all
Right,
human children,
right,
they
right.
are curious by nature.
Right.
So this Sanskaranushangita means multiplication of a human being through knowledge. And
Knowledge.
this
Right.
happens for this, there is a relationship in the universe. It is called
Right.
Guru Shishya Sambandh, like
Right.
teacher student
Teacher
relationship,
student. Right.
where Shishya has Jigyasa or the curiosity, and the Guru has the Gyan.
Mm.
So when this Gyan and Jigyasa meet, then the
Mm.
transfer happens. That is called Sanskaranushangiyata of a
Mm.
human being. So
Right.
it happens only through a samvad. Samvad means, uh,
Dialogue.
knowledge imparting with the purpose or the like to achieve the goal of samadhan, all round resolution, that is coexistential in nature.
Mm.
That's the like that's like only when it happens. It doesn't happen through debate or discussion.
Mm.
So whatever this is my research, whenever they say Shastrarth or this, that, there are
Mm.
basically people are more inclined towards proving their point.
Right.
So I, as a like, this is my a simple thing that I do not like to debate with people.
Mm.
I am like, this is my research and my understanding that this happens only when jigyasa is there.
Mm.
So, and I feel that I have succeeded very well.
Hmm.
As in, I'm just talking about me, and I have also felt it happens in the classroom structure better.
Hmm. I think
So,
Babaji's was the greatest example where his home was his classroom, and
yes,
whoever was curious came to his
yes,
home, and
yes,
that is the first thing that shows curiosity within the
yes,
person who was maybe not finding any answers or anything like that in the world. And
yes,
we are seeing that they are the very people who have actually found the answer with Babaji and now working towards the same, imparting the same knowledge. So it is
yes,
true. I'm sure he must have gone to some places, but the places that he went to present his work, I don't know how many places have successfully carried out when he has gone to those people. But yeah, those people who have come to him when they
yeah,
were curious,
yeah,
they have taken the darshan a
yeah,
little further. I think that's what I'm having this
yeah, yeah.
understanding.
That is very good because in a video I saw where Babaji is saying
Mm,
that, see, even though the shishya or the person who doesn't know cannot do evaluation of the guru, but still, he should have the belief, when the knowledge imparting is happening.
mm,
Otherwise, जब अगर विश्वास नहीं है, then it doesn't happen also, because the person is not in the listening mode, they are in the replying mode.
mm,
So it doesn't happen. Shreyanshi, I hope I answer your question today.
Yes, Vidya, you did. Thank you.
Yes.
mm, great. So, uh, being, taking the responsibility and duty in all my relationships, he could see himself fulfilling them. Fifthly, I attained prosperity. So obviously, this can be translated to prosperity in the material world, and this prosperity is again described down. So I'll just read it. Though I was born in a hard-working family and I knew how to do physical labor and seva, but I didn't then really understand the meaning of prosperity. The meaning of prosperity was understood now. We produce more than the needs of our family to experience prosperity. So I think we can pause here and just discuss this. What I have understood about prosperity is where we are having we are producing something and then we are still not finding any resolutions in our mind because we have so many n number of desires or so many uh, ways of outing our counting of prosperity. But if we have a limited amount of wants or needs, then prosperity is felt. So basically, you are in line with nature or nature's laws, and hence you are not going to be hoarding the things. You're not going to be being a collector of things. Rather, you will see yourself in line with nature, and you will accordingly just produce that much and use, not exploit, but use that much of the natural resources. So prosperity, I think it means आवश्यकता से अधिक, मतलब your needs are met and there is some little to spare also for maybe maintaining relationships. Like for example, you have a little more food with you so that you can share it with the guests you might get. So the guests are your relationships maybe that you are going to maintain with them. So food is one thing. You maybe have an extra room so that they can stay comfortably. You may having extra other resources so that you have enough for yourself, and then at the same time a little bit more than what your needs are. uh,
बढ़िया.
Anybody add on that?
Yeah. So in one line, if I say, using the ability, he got the ability to use his physical, mental, and financial resources so that the other people also can understand what coexistence is, what Jeevan is, what human behavior is.
Okay. So does this have to apply to anybody who is doing darshan? Does they have to also put their mind, wealth, and physical activity towards this coexistence, or they
Nobody
can
has
just
to do
focus on their?
anything. Yeah, nobody has to do anything. It just happens automatically.
Acha. Okay.
It's a Swayam Spurt thing, it's an automatic process that happens. Because
Hmm.
human beings are sanskaranushangi. That means they want to share the knowledge they have.
Right.
They want
Right.
to impart the knowledge. Uh,
Right.
The beautiful thing is only the true knowledge gets imparted as it is.
Hmm.
If it is Brahm, then Brahm multiplies in weirder ways.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I was just talking in the morning today that how people are making it a fashion now to visit some pilgrimage sites, be it any sites. But then if we are looking at it, it is just now suddenly become a pilgrimage site. Maybe say a month ago or a year ago, it was no longer that much of an important site to visit. But suddenly we are finding people visiting pilgrimage sites or suddenly making groups and visiting some places that they think that is going to have their atonement of the sins or whatever. But yeah, the true knowledge has to be imparted, and that's where our mind, physical strength and wealth is used. Great.
Yeah.
Great.
So the word we can choose to use is it gets imparted. Like it's a, yeah, सहअस्तित्व में प्रावधान. It's a design of the nature. It is automatic, not
Hmm.
has to.
Hmm. And
Has.
obviously this can be also in the way we are behaving with other people. So our behavior also imparts it in sorts, how we are behaving with other
Behavior,
humans.
behavior here only means sampreshana.
Hmm.
That means, actually explaining the things is behavior.
Hmm. Right.
Not the action part is called being called behavior here.
Uh-huh.
Right? Behavior is actually a vocal action.
Hmm.
And what you impart, like vocally, when you start using your vocal abilities
Hmm.
to for the humanity to understand Akhand Samaj Sarvam Vyavastha, I really have to like read English, once how
Hmm.
they have translated.
Hmm.
So that's when Vyavahar happens.
Ah.
Babaji's word behavior has a very different meaning than normal
That is
word.
exactly what exactly we are actually pointing, just stuck at this paragraph only because we want to get it cleared. And I'm thinking we are getting some clarity on it the same way because behavior is just one word, but based on the darshan's depth of it, you are clarifying it more and more. So yeah, I will just finish that sentence. In this manner, I acquired many wonderful qualities, which collectively I have called an autonomy. I attained autonomy within myself, therefore, which you can also attain. So now this is going to be another chapter altogether. Autonomy. Can we have somebody try to let's try to see what it means, autonomy.
Yeah. Autonomy means swattva, or guided by the self, or guided
Mhm.
by coexistence.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically it means I have acquired many wonderful qualities, which is collectively I called autonomy, Swattva. Okay, so Swattva, it can also be defined as,
Or swayattata, or swayattata,
hmm, I'm trying to
or
find a word.
self-disciplined.
Self-discipline, right? Uh, or
Anand Bhaiya may explain some,
inner
more.
compass. Huh.
Yeah.
I believe he mentioned that he would not be able to self-regulated. Okay, okay, right. Yeah. So he has mentioned self-regulated in the comment. Okay, right. That in itself is a very deep word, autonomy and self-regulated. Huh.
Self means coexistence, regulated by the experience of coexistence.
Hmm. Okay, right. So when we talk of a self-regulated human being, I think criminals and all those crimes will go out the window. Basically, there will be no criminals left, right? Am I right in understanding that? Because a human will be self-regulated. He will not perform any sort of ills towards existence or mankind, for that matter, which is the
Yes.
actually the alarming rate right now. Wars are being fought because of this non-self-regulation.
Yes.
There's so many jails are being opened for crimes, even petty crimes, and then people get it stuck into this kind of vortex. When they're stuck there, they are not there's no improvisation, as Babaji has said, improvisation, or rather, sudhar hi dand hai means,
Yes.
how can we translate that, Shalini? Sudhar hi dand hai. Improvisation.
Improvement. Yeah, improvisation.
Improvisation is the greatest punishment. So now when you say that and when you mean it, it means that we will not be needing that once the human is self-regulated. So yeah.
आई थिंक जो आप वो कह रहे थे उसकी जगह पे हम लोग रिहैबिलिटेशन भी कह सकते हैं।
Rehabilitation. Okay.
Yeah.
Improvisation पे।
Hmm.
Yeah.
I acquired many different goodness which collectively I have called hmm, okay. We cannot exactly change the word
Actually, I
from
I
निकाल के
believe
नहीं कर सकते.
I believe Sudhar actually to me translates to the development of the consciousness.
हाँ, एग्जैक्टली
है ना?
दिस इज व्हाट आई एम
तो
ट्राइंग टू से.
yeah,
हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे तो उसमें से निकल
yeah,
आएगा.
yes,
When we are
yes.
saying that self, sorry, when we are saying that Sudhar
Hmm.
means, just mention
चेतना
it again.
विकास, चेतना
Chetna
विकास.
Vikas, which is basically the evolution of the human conscience, is it?
Yeah, establishing oneself in human consciousness.
Hmm. Okay. Away from the animalistic mindset to the human conscious.
Yes.
Right. Right. So that is the best punishment in short. To take the conscious wherever it is, be it the animalistic mindset or the Rakshas Mano, how can we translate that to English? Materialistic mindset.
In you can
Inhuman.
say inhuman.
Exploitative mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there is something called using something, then there's something called misusing something. So I think when we are thinking of today's day and age, we are trying to misuse the resources. We are going beyond their self healing ability or self regulating ability, and we are consuming the resources more than they can be renewed or they can be renewed. So yeah, we are misusing the resources. So basically, a human being who is self regulated will not be doing this also. And that is the task basically of conscious development. Great. Yeah, we have 2 minutes. We can just continue with this discussion. I don't believe that we should read any further because it will just create another this thing. So I'll just stop sharing now. You can take a couple questions or comments now. But apart from that, adaptive mind shift. Anand has said something. Mind shift change. Mind shift change or adaptive mind shift. I believe he's saying for Sudhar, if I'm not mistaken. Wouldn't adaptive mean that it is taking on something? But the word Sudhar also means to take on something.
Sudhar actually means human consciousness, specific.
Hmm, hmm. And mind shift is also a nice way of putting it also.
Yeah.
So adaptive mindset towards uh, human consciousness is the best way to, yeah. So great. I think I will try to see if I can take some time and make a summary of what we have read today. That will be another way of going forward so that this can be like small commentaries that we can make as we make part of this book. I think that would be a good idea.
Yes, and summary for today is really important. I mean, I did try to grasp as much as I could,
Right.
but I don't think I did a very good job.
Uh,
So
no,
yeah,
that's what I'm
that
saying.
today.
I think this is a way of putting it on a record, and once it's saved on YouTube, then we can just play it back. We can write what we have understood there, and just make it as a comment on the book or make a subsequent another book. But I think we can just add comments on what Rakesh B has written, and that would be a nice way of actually going forward. At least we can start doing that, Hannah. So that would be productive. I think that's the right way to start this. Then maybe he can use that to revise the whole thing, and then maybe maybe add examples according to the way we have done given examples. So yeah, great. So, okay, it's 8 o'clock, and some people also want to join other groups. So, I will end the session here. We will be meeting tomorrow at the same time. Hope you have a good night. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Good night, everybody.
Good night.